go.
Okay. Well, I probably should press the first one, just to confirm.
So the murder must have happened sometime in those 20 minutes, correct? But 20 minutes isn't a lot of time, is it? I don't know. I mean, what do you want me to say? That's what happened, you know. Isn't that right, Simon?
Yes, Gero and I can both confirm that Master Tornado was still alive at around 4 p.m. Was he though?
You didn't
Was
see him.
he though?
Oh yeah, you can't you?
I don't think they can. Like, sometimes I wish I could like force my own words into this game. Be like, how can you know? Well, you didn't freaking see him.
See?
Hold it!
The fact that the two of you were there in front of the dressing room means you were able to see everyone who went in and out, right? Of course! Or are you insinuating that I was daydreaming of sleeping, standing up or something? No, of course not. I saw everything, I tell you. Fine, so you say anyway. But did you really?
Hold it!
Only the defendant window entered around the time of the murder. That's right. That's why it must have been Bucky who killed poor Shisho. Let's take a deep breath, okay, Gator? So, not a single other person set foot into the dressing room during that time? I already told you over and over, didn't I? There was nobody else.
I must apologize on the lawyer's behalf. Even her memory of that is that of a spring chicken. Please overlook her transgressions as best you can.
Oh, I see. Poor thing. Hang in there, sweetie. Hey, who are you calling a bird brain, buddy?
Hold it!
Jigamoo? That's my doggy. I keep him at the theater. Oh, it's hers. Let's see. With a twisty twist. And balloon. There you have it, my cute little Jigamoo.
How many balloons are going to be on her by the time we're done?
I'm waiting for them all to pop.
Yeah, for sure they're all going to pop at a point. And then they're magically going to respawn.
Okay. He's kind of creepy looking. Oh, but he's a really, really good boy. And why was Jugamo barking? Do you think it's because he saw someone suspicious? If so, then we'd have a new suspect in this case. Now, why was he barking again? Oh, I remember. Because it was time for me to feed him.
She looked away. Opportunity for someone to slip in.
Yep. So I went into his yard and gave him some food. When? Couldn't someone have slipped in the dressing room while you were doing that? Nope, the door out of the yard was wide open. Ah, problem. I would have seen anybody went into the dressing room. Prosecutor Blackwell, come down to the stand for a sec, please.
How many times must I do this? As many times as we need, Simon. This is your fault for testifying in the first place. You could have said, no, I don't want to testify. But you chose to testify, so here you go.
You saw what Gailey was talking about, right? So why didn't you mention it before?
I can't be expected to remember every minute detail.
Well, remember them now, please. Did Galu go into the yard?
Yes, I remember now that she went to feed Jigaboo. And I saw her looking towards the dressing room quite frequently as well. Oh? That's important. Why does she keep looking? Is she looking for something?
Do you recall anything else?
It looked as though she was feeding the dog a great quantity of dumplings or something. Jigaboo couldn't finish them all, so he buried the rest in a corner of the yard. That's about all I can remember.
Okay. Looks like Galu was telling the truth. Your Honor, I'd like Galu's last statement added to her testimony. As you wish, defense. That's impossible. Look at the diagram. It doesn't matter where the door is.
Well, no, if she was in the door, because
Look at the way
Do
the
know-
door opens.
the door opens and we swing here, and she'd be over here, and like there's not a straight view, there's not a view of the door at that point.
Objection!
So you're able to keep an eye on the dressing room while you were out in the yard? Is that correct? That's right. The door out into the yard was wide open. Sorry, but that makes zero sense. Take a look at this diagram of the backstage area. There's a clear contradiction between this diagram and the witness testimony. Oh. I'm afraid I don't understand, Miss Sykes.
You never do, Judge.
Please point out what contradicts the witness's testimony. The
Door.
Take that!
Gail was in the yard near the doghouse. Prosecutor Blackwell even saw her there. And while she was out there, the door to the yard had been left open. Ah, I see. Yes, if the door to the yard was wide open, as Gail said, it would have been blocked by her view, making it impossible for her to see the dressing room. What? No way.
But even if there were admittedly a few moments Guru was not keeping watch, how much would that really affect this case?
It would greatly affect this case. From the spot Prosecutor Blackwell stood, he couldn't see the dressing room door either. Anyone could have entered the dressing room during that time without being seen. Ooh.
Bam bam!
Gail, why did you try to hide the fact that you weren't watching the dressing room? What?
Objection. Hide the fact. You speak as though you think she had something to do with the murder. Rather than deliberate deception, it was more likely a simple oversight. Right, witness? Stop feeding the witness! I know this is true, but stop feeding the witness!
Well, I was so shocked by what happened. I was just confused, that's all.
Even though she's trying to keep a brave front as an entertainer. The truth is that she's been torn apart by grief. For her mind to be in turmoil is hardly unexpected. No excuse here. This is a court of law. Doesn't matter. Even though this is,
Yes, it
again,
must be very difficult indeed, says the judge.
even though, again, this is Ace Attorney, it doesn't matter what a person's emotional state is, how many times they lie, they're still allowed to testify, even though in a normal court that would never fly. You get caught in one lie, your testimony is not trusted anymore. To a disciple, one's master is akin to a real parent. Surely her shock is immense. The way this lawyer tries to pin the blame on this poor soul at the first opportunity. All I can say is, defense attorneys are heartless creatures indeed. Well, that's not a Karine statement if I ever seen.
But I wasn't. That wasn't what I was trying to do.
It is beyond your comprehension, defense. Your unskilled argument is scoring this witness even further. And if we seek the people of this courtroom, I'm sure they would agree.
What? The gallery doesn't get any say in this?
Are you afraid to find out that they think ill of you? Or perhaps are you wrong? Or perhaps you are in the wrong. Listen to them now with the keen sense of hearing you are so proud of.
Oh, he researched her. No, I was just trying to find the truth. Why's the whole gallery siding with prosecutors and Maddie?
The people understand. They know what is right and what is wrong.
That lawyer's still in training, isn't she? Why is she all by herself? I hear the voices of the gallery. I can hear the voices of their hearts. It's so intense. I feel so alone up here, fighting by myself.
Are you afraid, child? Dude, you're like 6 years older than her. Shut up. Like, right, he's 25, right?
Yep.
Yeah. He's 6 years older than her. Like, dude. You're calling her a child, and it's only a 6-year age gap. He's 20. Michael's 29 now.
34.
She's old. I did not expect her to be this old. I figured she was in like her 20s or something. It is ludicrous to come to a trial with such paltry preparation for the soul of the soul. I command you to leave this courtroom at once.
But I can't give up. I have to. I have to. Keep pressing on. As long as there was a moment when nobody was watching the dressing room door, the defendant can't be convinced solely on Prosecutor Blackwell or Geru's testimonies.
Even now you would continue to resist. You are childish in defeat as well, I see.
I'm not out for the count yet, Buster. I'm just getting started.
My name's not Buster, but whatever. Despite your posturing, is it not true that your resolve could crumble at any moment? With but a little push, you would surely succumb to despair.
That's an ass.
A little push, such as with a piece of conclusive evidence.
Conclusive evidence, huh?
That is correct. We found a crucial piece of evidence at the scene of the crime. The victim's dying message, which clearly implicates the accused, Bucky Wet. Huh?
Eh?
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 Look at these Japanese playing cards. They're known as karuta, lined up on the table.
Cards.
These special English version karuta cards spell out a message. That message, wet number 4.
Wet number 4? You mean wet noodle number 4?
He was number 4, right?
Yep.
It'd be funny if they just met. He just completely overlooked that. But also, if he suffocated, how would he have time to leave a dying message? That makes no sense.
Especially one as elaborate as that.
Yes, wet noodle number 4. As the fourth head of chef of Wet Soba is also known, this message points to none other than the accused, Bucky Wet.
No. That makes perfect sense, doesn't it?
No, it doesn't, Judge. Come on.
Wow, great job, Mr. Prosecutor. Oh no, this is really, really bad. What do I do? What do I do? What do I do?
Would you still carry on your feudal right in the face of irrefutable evidence? Also, there's another problem there. In the fact that, like, the broth is spilt onto them. Like, that just doesn't really work.
Well, the glass is spilled onto them. The stains on 2 of them are not unanimous with it.
That is
That's
true.
0,
Oh, that is true. These
right?
two,
So like,
the two right
look
there.
at that. Look at those 2 right there. The bottom left in our perspective. Go left. That one is over wet in the other direction. So arguably,
They've been moved.
that and the O, not even the O. N belongs where the T is. T belongs there. Oh, that card too. Even the bottom right's scrambled. Top left is scrambled too. What the hell?
Yeah, the cards have been moved.
Yeah.
So let's see.
So do we want to solve this? Because we could solve this right now. Because we know that E is where it's supposed to be, right?
See.
Give me a
Yeah.
sec here. Can I do it?
Well. Yeah. So.
Let's start top left, right?
All right.
That
So
has something with
the last.
the O.
The fourth spot is N.
Yeah. Let's start with bottom right, right? Because that's where it starts. That starts with an O, right?
Yeah.
Do you agree with that?
Yeah. Okay. So it starts as O.
So O. The next letter is W. O W. E. And then N. So Owen.
Owen. Ooh.
And then we have a completely filled one, which is
I think that's
4. It's the 4 card, right?
Yeah. And the 4 goes where the N is on our visual of the top right. Because you can see like there's just a tiny speck of white left. So yeah. Owen for
H. Yeah, H has to be the next one. No. Sorry. H is not the next one. T is the next one. 4 T H. 4th. Owen 4th.
Owen 4th.
So we'll have to keep that in mind because.
Would you still carry on your futile fight if in the face of this irrefutable evidence?
You can say whatever you want, but we won't know until we.
It is cruel to give the accused false hope. You will only compound his suffering. Wise people of the courtroom, do you not agree? They don't matter!
He's right. It's cruel to make him suffer when there's conclusive evidence. What an incompetent dude. So bad for the victim and defendant.
Dude, he's being so condescending in this case. Sheesh.
What? But I'm trying to prove Mr. Wet's innocence here.
I know you can't hear them. I know you can hear them, defense. Their voices implore you to save the accused soul. It is time for you to let it go and move on, you inexperienced lawyer. You lack the competence of which to accomplish anything meaningful here.
Is he right? Is this too much for me to handle on my own? So something tells me that the third guy who came in moved the cards.
Somewhat, yeah, because there was 2 minutes.
Yeah.
There was like 2 minutes that easily could have moved him.
Grr.
Now, defense, leave everything to this humble servant of the Holy Mother.
Silence.
Oh. Oh! Let's go, Black Widow!
This looks weird, man.
You know where he is, right?
Defendants.
He's on the defense bench. Let's go. He's trying to use your keen sense of hearing against you to manipulate the trials, you know. What a cheap trick for supposedly holy man. Oh, we've
Simon!
never got this angle on him.
Simon!
And you fawdoodles in the gallery. Can't a man watch a trial in peace? This inexperienced amateur is about to turn the trial around. This is so weird. Don't worry about it, Poke Girl. Don't worry about it. Forget it, he said anything, and move on. Do as prosecutor somebody says and just move on.
The mood of this courtroom is starting to change. Prosecutor Blackwell, what are you doing in the defense bench?
I grew bored of watching from the gallery. Besides, if I were to leave this trial to the spring chick and lose my favorite soba shop in the process, I would be quite cross. You voluntarily stand on the side of impurity and sin. Truly, what a fool you are. To think you are so easily manipulated by his parlor tricks. Whatever happened to qualified and capable Athena?
I just let my guard down a little bit, but it won't happen again.
Then gird up your loins and steel yourself for battle.
I'm not gearing up anything in this skirt.
I want to see Simon slash at Nayuta and cut his beads and make him go flying.
Oh, Lord.
I want that. I want that so much.
But I am ready to get serious.
It seems there are now yet another soul I must cast down into hell. Funny you say that. I'm already going to hell. I was in prison for a long time. And hell sounds no worse to me than cell, to be honest. Ah, but the fires of hell will not be the end of your suffering. For the sin you have just committed, you shall surely be reborn as a panda in your next life. That sounds
still
wonderful.
pretty good.
That sounds wonderful. I am already in black and white, so it's not much of a difference. I sit around to be lazy all the time, and I just slash at people for no reason when they interrupt my food. A white and black reverse panda, that is.
Ah, so a shiny panda.
And you shall be put in a zoo to be exposed to public ridicule.
A threat like that won't work on Prosecutor Blackwell.
He's gonna be upset with this, isn't he?
After all, he's already used to looking like a panda in this life.
Who are you calling a panda?
Sorry.
I see that you are both prepared to face the fires of damnation. Giru, thank you for your service. You may step down now.
Okie dokie. Bye bye balloon.
Nope. Nope. Come back here. Absolutely not. What? Come on.
Does everything have to be about balloons with her?
Now then. I have a witness prepared to testify about the Karuta cards.
And who is this witness this time? It's gotta be the other guy.
The first to discover the body and someone who witnessed the crime scene firsthand. Mr. Uedo Torito. The time has come for that ponytailed pair over there to finally let it all go and move on.
Very well. Let's bring this witness then.
Simon on the defense bench is the best thing in this game so far.
Yeah, you're doing him.
Wow. Wow. Am I to take that as an insult? Am I taking that out as an insult?
I already have like Gale Tornado. Like, witness, please state your name and occupation.
How do I want to do him? I'm the Rakugyo storyteller Uedo Tornado. Even if my performance isn't worth watching, I will certainly watch out my words. I wouldn't want to say anything thoughtless and get arrested. After all, that'd be a raccoon no-no. Thank you, everybody. Good night.
You left?
What? What?
You can't leave yet. You only just introduced yourself.
What if his real name's Owen? Oh my. Are you a fan of mine, miss? Would you like my autograph? One moment.
How's it going, Zero, by the way? Ow. What do you think you're doing?
No need to stand on ceremony. My fans deserve a fan, after all. A fan for a fan. Nice one. Oh, why if it isn't Simon? How are you on this fine day, sir? Quite a dilly for a pickle you found yourselves in, wouldn't you say? I don't believe I've ever seen you talk quite so much, Uedo. Never performed in a place like this, you know. I got butterflies here, can't you see?
Why do I always get the weird ones?
Because this is Ace Attorney.
Pardon me, witness. As much as I enjoy your banter, I believe we had better return to the case at hand.
I suppose you're right. Well, in that case, I was promoted to Fatatsume yesterday and received the stage name Uendo. The show was our way of celebrating my new name in the middle rank standing. And that happened. Huh. I never dreamed of something like that happen. Not in a million years. And just as I got my chance to start paying my debt to Shisho.
His debt, huh?
Yeah, plus, I was worried about Giru.
Oh, is he simping for the clown?
Well, she clung to Shisho. The poor thing, I told her to keep a stiff upper lip. Stiff like Rick and Mortis. Keep telling those lame jokes and Shisho comes to scold you for the grave. I wouldn't mind getting yelled at, you know, if it meant seeing him again.
Uendo, please, as charming as your various characters are, this isn't a Rakugo stage.
Let us hear your testimony now, witness. Tell the court about the evidence left at the scene, the proof of the accused's guilt. Oh, he's kneeling on a bench. Did you notice that? He's not actually standing, he's kneeling on a bench.
No, he's on like a set of pillows on top of each other. So when
Yeah,
people
well,
tell
he's
Rakugo-
kneeling on something. He's not standing.
No, he's kneeling on like 10, 12 pillows high. That's what
I know that she shows damn message right away. The stiff cards were right next to the stiff, you see. Hey now, enough with the silly puns already. Oh, he's had multiple personalities or something?
Yeah, he's
No. Definitely a schizo.
okay.
Either that or he's just acting. Anyway, I got to meet right away. I knew it must have been talking about Bucky. That was the master's final message, left after he was drowning in soba broth. Well,
Okay,
there's our
picture-
contradiction.
Picture this, dude. If, like, let's put it this way. Rakugo is a form of play where one person plays all, right? So when he's moving like this, he's playing a female. When he's doing something else, it shows that he's doing another impression, and it helps the audience kind of get absorbed into the characters. So he's not multiple personality disorder. He's literally performing.
So it's like Shisho, not to write Bucky's name out, right? Plain and simple. Wasn't his style. Really?
Well, that was certainly a more entertaining testimony than usual.
Clearly you didn't
Variety
see the
characters.
rocking monk in Karain, Judge.
The variety of characters performed by the witness are absolutely splendid. By the way, do not watch that link until like afterwards in the case. But he shouldn't be performing any characters in the first place, Your Honor. Innuendo. The murder weapon hasn't been determined yet. How can you say that the victim was drowned in soba broth?
It's obvious. All you have to do is look at the crime scene. He was found with his face shoved in a bowl.
But they found nothing in his stomach.
It's only natural to assume he drowned in the broth of the noodles.
Except we're not here to assume things, Innuendo, so please stick to the facts.
My, it's so like a soba chef to kill someone in this way, would you say? It was a Karuta message left behind. It's clear Bucky Wet did it.
Setting aside the issue of the murder weapon for now, that dying message certainly doesn't seem to be irrefutable evidence.
Indeed, it proves the absolute guilt of the accused.
Even I've got to admit this case that I can't see how the message could mean anything else. I'm smarter than
Bucky
her.
used soba for the deed. All to get back at the soba shop deed.
Here I'm deed with deed. Nah. This testimony makes Mr. Wet look super guilty. I have to do something.
That's his conclusive evidence. What a farce.
What do you mean, Simon?
What's this? I thought you said you weren't planning on asking me for help.
I did and I won't. Thank you very much. Simon must have found an inconsistency in the testimony. I better listen carefully and try to see what he found.
Okay, so yeah, I think there's just immediately a problem.
Yeah, save and do your thing, but it's definitely the...
Although, stiff cards right next to the stiff.
That's just a joke. That's 100% right.
Yeah, I don't think he would be able to do that.
Again, not drowning. We could argue that he's not drowning because there's
Well,
nothing in his
they
stomach.
talked about it right after his testimony. Like Athena was calling that out.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's necessarily going to be the contradiction here, because Athena was trying to call it out. I mean, we can just try it.
Objection!
Yep.
Okay, game. You're already calling that contradiction out, and he was like, "Oh, I don't care."
There's a contradiction in Wendo's testimony. Super Wendo 64. And would you care to explain where, Miss Sykes? Certainly, Your Honor. According to the autopsy report, nothing unusual was found in the victim's lungs.
Oh, that's the part it's trying to get to.
Yeah. Oh, yes, it does say that, doesn't it? Spits. If he had drowned in a bowl of soba, then there should have been soba broth in his lungs. But since there wasn't any, it means that the victim was suffocated with something other than soba broth.
Okay, they beated it. Let's go.
Athena upgrade. What? This is a contradiction you noticed, isn't it, Simon?
Heh, not bad. Not bad at all.
I guess I showed you. Congratulations. But if drowning in the soba wasn't the cause of death, then what was the victim's face thrust into that bowl? Kaifu Taneda's face was thrust into the bowl after.
100% after.
Because no silver breath was discovered in the victim's lungs. His head must have been placed in the bowl after he was killed. Can't breathe anything in, so. And that's when the silver breath must have been spilled in the Karuda's cards. In other words, the victim could not have lined up the cards as he was drowning. I see. It was done after he was already dead. But why would the culprit do such a thing?
To frame him, duh.
I'm afraid I don't know yet.
Objection.
Heh. You boast of psychology expertise, yet you cannot determine such a simple motive. Really, sir? You want to talk about motive? Oh, he was just trying to get the deed back.
And
Legally, he
jail-
doesn't have to have the deed. Like, just claim to the people that that matter. Like, hey, he has it illegally. I legally have the right to obtain it.
And we said Gail's father had something to do with the case too, right? So
I think so.
there's
My
the
sides
most
are
fu-
liable to split at the absurdity.
What? And I suppose you know why?
Of course, desecrating the body in that manner indicates a strong sense of enmity on the part of the perpetrator.
Yes, that does make sense. Certainly paints a clear picture of the culprit's intense feelings towards the victim.
Feelings of resentment over the theft of the soba shop's deed, no doubt.
Just great. Now the death is even more unfavorable impression of Becky about
Silence.
Silence! You must you come undone at every juncture. The culprit had enough time to set up Master Toniro's body. Do you think they would have honestly failed to notice the dying message?
Good point. The cards were right in front of his body, after all.
Mm-hmm.
Rationally speaking, there's no way the culprit could have missed that, huh?
Objection.
How are you objecting to that? But was the accused rational at the time, given the way he stormed out of that room?
Silence.
Never mind that. I have something more important to ask Urendo. Me? You saw the Karuta cards firsthand, did you not? Would you care to tell us about them in a bit more detail? Those tiny crime scene photos show us precious little of what I wish to know. Well, those cards are from Shisho's special Soba scenes in the Tokyo Pass set. Each card is related in some way to Soba. Spare me the history lesson. Just tell me more about the cards looked like at the scene, and no more. Well, there was Soba rust spilled over them.
That's not much help, I'm afraid. Prosecutor San Matty, do you have a photo that shows the cards more clearly?
Well, I guess this photo only.
It is pretty far. Oh, and we zoomed in.
I do. Please accept this meager offering, Your Honor. Yeah, you can just so clearly see.
Oh my, what delightful looking cards.
Well, well. Dearing prosecutor Sadmonk's conclusive evidence, a part should be a breeze with this.
Huh?
Don't tell me you haven't noticed.
Don't be silly, of course I have. Athena, I don't notice anything, but I can't exactly say that now, can I? Miss Sykes, do you really see a problem with the prosecution's claim about these cards?
Well, go on then.
All right, it's do or die. All I have to do is study the picture and... These cards were rearranged. These cards were rearranged. But how can you tell? Please take a good look at these cards, Your Honor. The answer is right in front of us.
Sober bra stains.
Please focus your attention on the sober bra stains on these cards. The outline of these stains don't match up with the larger stain on the table.
And I feel like Sudmati would notice this. Like, how did he not pick up on this that they were moved? Like, he's not that stupid, right? Right?
I think he was just trying to, like, cleverly try to get it past us. As he went straight to bashing her for her weakness, right? And tried not even pointing this out.
So what we said was Owen 4th?
Owen the 4th. 4th, right?
Yeah.
Oh, would you look at that? You're absolutely right. And? Please recall that the sober broth was spilled and got on the cards after the murder, when the victim's face was placed in the bowl. Yes, go on. By the stains, we can see that the culprit deliberately rearranged the cards after that. In other words, this message was altered in order to pin the crime on my client. What? Then if we put the cards back in their original positions, we can restore the evidence and see who the cards were really pointing towards. That's true.
Pukunk.
Then what are we waiting for? Let's do this. All I have to do is rearrange the cards so that the stains match up. Let's see, where was this W card originally? Are they gonna make us do this?
Yep.
Yep. Perfect, okay. The H card is next. Let's see, where was this H card originally?
This one was right here.
Yes, now the E card. Let's see, where was the E card? I'm gonna wait until we finish it. Perfect match. Next up is the T. Oh my god, this is as worse as the... By the way, while we're doing this, how did you feel when you had to point out the octagon in Danganronpa 2?
That was terrible. I kept clicking the wrong spot and I was so confused.
Okay. Last card, it's 4.
Take that!
So the message, wet number 4, was originally supposed to say Owen 4th. And its original message is our clue to the identity of the true culprit.
But based on people we have, don't really have anyone that represents Owen.
I feel like Simon Blackwell will be able to kind of point us in the right direction because he's known him for a while.
Yeah, hopefully.
What? They're also stage names and not performance names, right?
Yep. That indignant look on Prosecutor Sad Monk's face is positively priceless. I love how he calls him Sad Monk. This is absurd.
Yeah, he's standing on like a stack of 10 pillows. Order! Order of the court! Well, I never would imagine that there was more to these cards than meets the eye. Transformers. Karuta cards in disguise. So now that's that settled, what does this Owen 4th mean? Beats me.
Not a
Am I?
clue, Your Honor. Who else do you suppose is to provide an explanation? Of course it's you.
But I haven't thought that far yet.
Change the cards around all you'd like, but if you cannot explain what the message means, then it is worthless as you are defense. Objection? It proves that the message, that evidence was tampered with.
Objection.
Hello?
No.
And so the spring chick that fancies itself graceful, a graceful swan is brought back down to earth. Were you just having a freak out because of us realizing the message got rearranged? And now you're also like, aha, you couldn't prove what it means. Now you just wasted our time.
Like, his conclusive evidence is gone. It's up to him to do.
Yeah, it's like, dude, we just proved that the message, it does not indicate the defendant. So...
I have to do something, but what?
Still your thoughts for a second. There's a perfectly good witness to question over there.
Hell, even I said that. Like, a witness still on the stand, man. Come on, Athena. Get a hold of yourself. Gwendo, does the phrase Owen Fourth mean anything to you?
No, there's no one named Owen in the Tornado family, or our circle friends. Go ahead, ask anybody you like.
You can't be serious.
Having rummaged through your empty mind, I see you have, as expected, turned up nothing.
Silence.
Here we go.
I'm afraid I have no idea who the devil this Owen Force is either. But the fact remains that the cards were rearranged to pin the blame on Mr. Wet. That in itself proves the defendant isn't the real culprit.
Yeah, she's slamming extra hard today, haven't you noticed?
Yep.
Prosecutor Blackwell is right. Besides, the important question here is not who does the message point to, but rather who rearranged the cards.
Why did you point that earlier if you already knew?
Sorry.
These two together are great.
In any case, there were two opportunities for someone to arrange the cards. The first was when Mr. Wet entered the dressing room. And the second was when Uendo discovered the body.
Are you accusing me of rearranging the cards?
You're the only one that benefits.
Me, who came to testify out of the goodness of my heart? Well, you didn't exactly come running out screaming straight away, did you?
Yeah.
Even a mere 2 or 3 minutes is more than enough time to get up to some devilry. So what exactly were you doing in there, Uendo? Put down the tea and spit out your answer. Yeah, Mr. Prosecutor. What's a guy supposed to do at a time like this? Silence is more precious than diamonds, witness. Therefore, you need to only stay silent. The defense is devious. They are waiting for you to make a slip of the tongue. Oh, I see. That's why what they're after, is it? In that case, Your Honor, I decided not to say another word. Nope, sorry, we're not allowing that. Absolutely not. Very good. After all, your right to remain silent is protected by law.
Well, Prosecutor Blackwell, any other brilliant ideas you'd like to share?
Did you hear that, Sextono? A Rokugo artist who's afraid to speak. Who's ever heard of such a thing? Are you trying to taunt him into talking? Such a pretty trick will never work. That's right. I'm not gonna fall for it. You're talking. You're talking, sir. You said you were gonna say another word. You're talking. We got ya. We win. I'm only asking to hear your story. Besides, is it not your job to tell your tales if there's an audience to listen? Psychological manipulation. Even so, I have the right to refuse to answer. The more you keep quiet, the more we want you to talk. That's simply human nature. Isn't that right, people of the gallery? Yeah, let's go. Even with this wonderful audience in front of you, you still refuse to talk? If so, then perhaps you choose the wrong line of work, my friend. Are you saying I should quit? Because I'm not afraid to speak my mind, I'll have you know. Oh no, never mind what I just said. It is scary to talk. It's absolutely terrifying. But no, as a Rakugo artist, I must talk. If I don't, how can I ever show my face on stage again? Your Honor, I'm ready to testify.
Here we go.
I,
He did it. He managed to convince the window with his power suggestion technique.
I love the turnaround there. Simon's just like, let me just push him a little bit. Let me just manipulate him psychologically, like I do all the witnesses. Bully for you, Window. That's as real as Bully for you, Window. That's as a real Rakugo artist should be.
All right, if the witness wishes to testify, then by all means, please do.
To be turned by such an obvious ploy. What a man of weak spirit. After my performance, I went to visit Shisho. I called him on the outside of the room, but he didn't reply. When I entered the dressing room, I saw Shisho slumped over the table, motionless. That's not very much. From what I can tell, there do not appear to be any inconsistencies in the testimony.
Gonna press him.
Of course there aren't any, because I'm not trying to hide anything.
Prosecutor said Maddie's right. I don't see anything inconsistent either. But I did pick up on some faint discord in Nuendo's heart.
Ooh.
Ooh, it's time for the Matrix movie.
Ponder all you would like, defense, but it's pointless. Your Honor, I believe there is no need for further deliberation.
Hold it!
I disagree, Your Honor. I detected discord in the voice of the witness's heart. That's a clear indication that Winnow was facing some sort of inner turmoil. Are you saying what I think you're saying, Miss Sykes?
Yes, she is.
Yes, Your Honor. The defense would like to conduct a quick therapy session on the witness.
Objection.
Absolutely not. Window is in no need for you to submit to this so-called therapy. It's fine by me. I have nothing to hide. Bring it on.
Okay, this guy.
Will you shut up, you impotent fool?
This guy's an actor. This is going to be actually kind of difficult.
Why will you not listen to the guidance of this humble servant of the Holy Mother?
If the witness wishes to proceed, I see no problem, prosecutor.
Yep. Sadbadi, why do you want him to shut up? Why do you want him to be quiet? Are you afraid about your case? In one ear, out the other. It seems this performer has no need for your so-called guidance, Prosecutor Sadmonk. Just know this, Window. Your folly will surely earn you divine retribution.
Thanks, Simon. I'm going to make the most of this opportunity you created for me.
Just keep your wits about you.
I will. Wendell, could you tell us again about what happened in the dressing room? Here we go, the mood matrix. Okay, this guy's an actor. I think he's going to be able to shift his emotions quite frequently.
Performance who visited Shisho. Called to him
Yeah.
from the outside of his room. But he didn't reply.
He saw him Why? Wait. That means nothing. Why is he scared there?
Yeah, it could have just been asleep.
No, he knows he's already dead. If he was asleep, right? Well, what you said was right. If he was asleep, then what's the rush? You would just go find out.
Oh, no, I think I know what it is. Oh, not that. Back out of that. It's shock. He's not surprised.
Yeah.
Why is he not surprised to see this?
Not surprised, and he's already scared.
Also, let's just look back a moment.
I think he should be happy there because he just finished his performance, right? He's on a high.
Okay, so the happiness went down here. But I guess he's like kind of say you didn't reply. Because you see like it's bigger here and then it shrinks a bit.
Yeah.
Although in that case, wouldn't he be like surprised there's no answer? But I feel like it's definitely going to be this.
I think it's on the final here. I think the amount of fear he has for just that statement is so massive.
You think it's a fear?
I think it's the fear.
Nope. I feel like he should be shocked to see it.
Yep. There it is. And I'm noticing something strange with these emotions.
Something strange with cheesy tone skin, you say?
No, something strange with these emotions. How could you have heard something stranger with cheesy toe skin?
I don't know. Maybe it's me who's got some cheese in my ears.
Did he will the floor to open up and swallow his cushions out of the shame for that bad joke? The point I'm trying to make is that I noticed something unexpected in your emotions. Now stop hiding and come out where we can see you. Bailiff, please bring the witness a few replacement cushions.
Oh God! So what was this unexpected thing you noticed?
Oh, come on. I thought I said a few cushions, not a few dozen.
Athena, it doesn't matter. Just stop.
She's falling for his shtick. Now that we've all had a good laugh, please continue, Miss Sykes. At least the judge got a sense of humor. Who's laughing? Ah, focus, Athena. Don't let yourself get rattled. When you entered the room and saw your master slumped motionless on the table, you weren't the least bit shocked, Wendo. Did you think that was a little odd?
Is it though?
The look of surprise means you were prepared for what you saw. And I think I know why. The reason Wendo wasn't shaken when he saw his master's dead body is because he knew.
He had to have known.
And I think maybe the reason you weren't shaken was because you already knew you would find your master dead.
What? What kind of thing is that to say? You got it all wrong. Oh, right. I just remembered something. I thought Shisho was sleeping when I first saw him.
50. You thought he was sleeping. Sounds plausible, but what made you think he was asleep? Well,
Well, he had his head and arms on the table, as if he were taking a nap. Oh, and one other thing. There was a note, too. That note, too.
A note? What note?
Ah, he must be talking about this. It appears to have been written by the victim.
I wonder what package that came out of.
Yeah. Came from this. It's half eaten on... One of them's half eaten on the table. But yeah, it definitely came from that wrapper. Allow me to read it. Resting. Do not disturb. Then why is he scared? If he knew he was just sleeping, why is he scared? That becomes a new contradiction right there.
Yep.
Oh, I didn't.
Did
Yes, I saw that.
Wet?
After reading that, who wouldn't think Shisho was napping?
Wet followed the entire note and didn't touch him at all. He went in the room and didn't fucking know. That's a pretty reasonable assumption. You gotta be kidding me.
That's right. I saw this note, so that's why I thought Shisho was asleep. I want to change my testimony to include that statement. Anything else we can look at with this? No.
Nope.
Although it's a straight corner.
That's just the edge.
Yeah, but that seems a little weird. Given where we think it's from.
I think it just popped off the
Oh,
box
wait a
on the
minute. Is that it there?
Oh, there it is.
That might
That's
be it
gotta
there.
be it. Not covered by
Not covered by flour, so actually that was put there after.
Yep. I couldn't come up with the word flour in my head for
But
all my life.
Given a timeline, it makes sense, roughly. If there was flour on it, that would be a huge problem.
Mm-hmm. All right, I'll run an update. Whip.
Okay. Why the fear's gone now?
Yep.
Let's see. Something
He's
seems
angry now.
off.
I think it's the shock on this one. Why is he shocked again
Well,
when he knows he's already dead?
I feel like the fear disappearing here is weird. Like, what happened to his fear?
It's gone now, but he was fearful before. He goes in. He's angry about something. But something seemed off, so I rushed over to him. What was off? Was it one of the items in the back? In the photo? Like the fridge open? The alcohol there? I think it's the anger, but...
We can try it. Boom.
What is he mad at? Wendell, I noticed something funny in your emotions again.
Funny, you say? I guess as an entertainer, my caliber can make me people laugh, even with my emotions.
I didn't mean that kind of funny. Quite the opposite, actually. When you entered the dressing room, I see you suddenly felt anger. What I want to know is, what made you feel angry all of a sudden?
What? Let's see. Oh yeah, now I remember. I was going in. I whacked my little piggy bank on something.
You stubbed his toe.
I was annoyed at my own clumsiness.
Wait, you mean you stubbed your pinky toe? On what? The box?
It's just a little bump on my little piggy. No big deal. It's embarrassing, really.
Sounds more like he's hiding something. I better dig a little deeper. Don't need to be embarrassed, Wendell, but I'm afraid it's something we do need to look into. I don't really see anything that you could stub your toe on. The area around the dressing room door in this picture. But maybe there was something there at the time. The box, I'm guessing. Wanda, what exactly did you stub your toe on?
Objection.
Shut up, somebody. What an irrelevant question. You dishonor the soul of the victim with these unnecessary delays. You tell her, really. Who doesn't stub their toe every once in a while? You really gotta fuss over every small detail like this?
Well, the thing is...
See the bigger picture, Athena.
Even the most subtle of fluctuations in a person's sight can clue us in on the truth. That's why it's important to get to the bottom of this question. Let's go back down now. Who's known what new insult Simon would hurl my way? Is there really no trace of what the window stubbed his toe on by the door? Wonder World might have been there then, but they're not there now.
Is it the TV?
Yeah, that TV is covering something.
Because the TV is either got unplugged or was moved. So
Who watches TV there, by the way? I think it's a TV. Who would watch TV right then and there?
Take that!
Please take a good look at this photo of the crime scene. Do you see it?
Oh, the path. There's a path.
I'm dumb for not noticing that either.
Also, there also is that. See that right there?
There's an indent, isn't there?
The table was moved.
Yeah, what the hell?
That's kind of a square. That's the leg of the table.
Yeah. Oh, it must have been pushed out when he was moving the TV back, like pulling it back.
Yeah.
So when he came in, all of the flour was already everywhere. Okay. This long track that goes from the door all the way across the room? Huh, now that you mention it, I do see traces of something getting dragged. And then the drag mark ends at the TV. That implies the TV was originally by the door, which he hit. I'm convinced that this TV is the object the witness stubbed his toe on. Well, Wendo, how about it?
Yeah. Yes, you're right. It was the TV. Why'd you move it? Why is the TV moved?
What's the TV covering? Is my question.
I don't know if the TV's necessarily covering anything. He's just trying to move it to hide the fact he stubbed his toe on it for some reason.
I feel like if he rearranged the cards, he's hiding something else, like a stain or some sort of paraphernalia, a whoopee cushion. I don't know. There, the noise level dropped again.
Yes, I stubbed my pinky toe on the TV. But what of it? Why is it so important to you?
So the noise went down, but it hasn't completely disappeared yet. Which means he's still hiding something. Okay, then let's try this tactic instead. And why was the TV moved there?
Shisho must have moved it so he could watch my routine.
Nope.
Put a place to put it. Right in the middle of the doorway like that.
Nope.
I didn't want to bump into it again, so I put it back where it belonged.
Nope. Performances on stage can be viewed in the dressing room using that TV?
That's right. It's a closed circuit monitor that shows the stage.
I see. Now what? I can't find anything else out of the place. I still haven't got the noise level down to 0 yet. Simon, I'm still getting noise here, but I don't see anything else fishy.
This is precisely why amateurs are such a bother.
Sorry.
I'm in no mood to play nursemaid here, but if that's what it takes to save the soba shop. Oi, window. Here's a curiosity for you. Thank you, Simon, for pointing that out. The table Master Tuno is slumped over looks like it's been moved. Did you happen to bump into it while you were moving the TV back? Oh my, yes, you're right. The TV hit the table and Shisho's body moved with a jolt.
And then he hit the...
That's when I
how
first
he
realized
hit,
Shisho was dead.
he hit the noodle bowl right then and there. So there would have been... That's how the stain happened. Stain drops, he sees he's dead, he moves the cards.
Oh, but how scared I was. I see. Thank you. We're finally getting a more precise picture of how the body was discovered. But I'd wager you need to put the spurs to Uendo just a trifle longer.
Right. I can't keep asking Simon to bail me out like this. It's time for me to regain my footing and really stand on my own. Uendo, what you said just now about discovering your master's death, could you please describe all of that again for the court in detail?
All right.
But before you do, let me just plug in the latest information.